Meet Leon Salah, who in May 2015 was a Ryerson University student, an elementary school teacher of Arabic, and a future English teacher for orphans in Istanbul. A promising professional, right? What if I told you she's also the person who tweeted, "May God ruin the homes of the Jew"? Salah served as the events coordinator at the Ryerson chapter of Students for Justice in Palestine, which, of course, is the group funded by people who donated $12.4 million to Hamas. Her idea of justice, though, seems remarkably like incitement to violence and a rejection of solutions with which even many Palestinians agree. Along with tweeting, "May God ruin the homes of the Jew," to a hashtag, "Tweet Palestinian expressions in English," watchdog group Canary Mission reports Salah also said, "No, two states will not be a solution. Just get the hell out. It's been enough. I want to go to Palestine and enjoy my country." And yet, this is the side of the argument that accuses Israel of ethnic cleansing.
Well, that is a clip from our new video series every day called Campus Unmasked. You can see it at campusunmasked.com. The idea is to shine a light of scrutiny on the kind of political extremism that students face at universities and colleges in Canada, the United States, across North America. Not just anti-Israel and anti-Semitic extremism, as we saw there, but anti-Western, anti-industry, extreme Antifa, rioters, calls to violence, things like that. And the host of this daily series is Rob Shimshock, who joins us now via Skype. Great to see you, Rob, and congratulations on Campus Unmasked.
Thanks so much, Ezra. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's nice to introduce you to the Rebel family. You are a journalist. You work with the Daily Caller, a conservative-based news organization in the States. But every day you do a video for us now at Campus Unmasked. Tell me how you choose your stories. There's so many campuses. There's so much insanity. What are the kind of things you look for on a given day?
Sure. So as you mentioned, with Campus Unmasked, we're really concerned about incitement to violence. So you'll hear the left often pearl clutch over like offensive speech. But really with Campus Unmasked, we're looking for incitement to violence. And we're looking for stories that involve groups like Antifa. We're looking for stories in which groups really perpetuate falsehoods that then lead to incitement to violence. So, for instance, we had a university professor recently reinstated who was attributing ISIS and 9/11 to Israel. And it's this kind of language, this really dehumanizing language often, that makes new targets ripe for violence on campus. I had another story in which I reported that a student columnist, she branded all frat members rapists, even though this is, of course, like a ludicrous allegation. And so this is really the type of language that then you see leads to violence. You see the perpetrators of violence use these language, use these false smears.
Yeah, and sometimes actual terrorists or terrorist supporters are taken on tour on campus. I mean, I saw one video that we had on Campus Unmasked a little while back about, I think it was the son of a terrorist who was on campus. I mean, so it's not just people who say crazy things like the Jews should be killed in their homes. Sometimes actual terrorist supporters or terrorist affiliates are put on tour through campuses and paid for by students' unions or by the universities themselves. It's incredible who goes on tour on campuses, am I right?
Right, and what's most startling is you see these activists continually being elevated to these positions of teacher, professor, and I just wonder, when are we going to see in the in Merriam-Webster the synonym for professor be propagandist or some kind of a charlatan? And really, as you're saying, yeah, I remember I reported on an Antifa activist, Yvette Falarca, who she doesn't teach higher education, but she does teach middle schoolers. And she's recruiting students to go to protests. She's committing violence herself. She's been arrested for assault. Then, of course, you had the infamous Berkeley bike lock professor who assaulted someone out in California. So you definitely have professors not just perpetuating this false information and kind of making the false equivalency between hate speech and actual violence, but then themselves committing violence sometimes.
Yeah, it's incredible how sensitive the left is towards any words that they don't like. I mean, we've had the case in Canada at Laurier University with Lindsay Shepherd simply showing a very calm video clip in a class the whole university came down on her like a ton of bricks. So she's anathema, but you can take Antifa rioting professors, and not only are they fine, they're subsidized. I tell you, Rob, there's no shortage of material. I mean, you do a video every day, but there are literally thousands of examples of extremist, pro-violent leftists on campus. I mean, there's thousands, am I right?
Right, that's true. I've been looking into a couple of professors recently by the name of George Cicarello-Mara, who's at Drexel University, and Mark Bray, who's a visiting professor with Harvard, I believe, or Harvard or Dartmouth, one of the Ivy League institutions. And both of these professors are really trying to normalize the view of Antifa as some kind of like cool, hip, revolutionary movement. And really they're just disparaging any criticism that it's a violent, heretical movement by saying that, well, they're responding to fascism, so some measure of violence is necessary.
Yeah. Well, you do a lot of the research yourself, obviously. You're a proven journalist. You come across as young and energetic, but you're actually quite seasoned as a reporter, and we're delighted to have you on the team. But people can submit their horror stories through the website Campus Unmasked. So you're always scanning for stories, but if someone at University of Toronto or University of Calgary or McGill or anywhere in the States has a story, they can actually upload, we call it a campus incident report form, right on the home page there that people can use. Am I right?
Yes, definitely. Please send tips, and certainly some of my best stories have come from tips. I remember there was one professor who was tweeting, "Trump must hang," and then he tweeted, two Republicans should be murdered for each immigrant deported, and this was sent to me from an anonymous tipster.
That's incredible. Well, listen, Rob, we're thrilled to have you on the team. Your journalism is outstanding. You're focusing on something that I think all our viewers are interested in, but especially anyone who is a student themselves, who has kids in college, or is just interested in what happens in the university today, generally happens in the general society, you know, short years later. Folks, if you want to watch Rob's videos, he does a video and a written story every day. Go to campusunmasked.com. You can sign up for emails there, and if you want to support us, it is a crowd-funded website, so that's the place to do it. Last word to you, Rob.
Right, I would just encourage people to definitely get involved on campus. You know, you can fight back against these movements using your own speech, not violence, of course. But yeah, definitely get involved and report what you see. This stuff really doesn't mean that much if it's just contained. Definitely try to share it with a larger audience. And so whenever this stuff blows up, you do get actual impacts. That professor that I mentioned earlier, who said Trump must hang and was saying two Republicans should be killed for each immigrant deported, he actually did get put on leave after my story. So this stuff, if you report it, can actually have real institutional change.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, congratulations. I mean, it's almost like an endless battle. There are thousands of bad guys out there, and by bad guys I mean folks fomenting violence, fomenting hatred on the left. But the fact that you're having some success already is incredible. Rob, thanks so much for this, and good luck.
Thanks a lot, Ezra. All
right, there you have it. Rob Shimshock. He is our reporter on the Campus Unmasked beat. You can find that directly at campusunmasked.com. It is a project of Rebel Media. That's an excerpt from my daily TV show, The Ezra Levant Show. Normally it's behind a paywall, but I thought you'd like this video, so we put it on YouTube. If you want to subscribe to watch the daily show every day, including always 2 interviews a day, and I read my hate mail, just click on this screen and become a premium member.